Welcome back to another episode of On the Waters and Angling Adventures. That was wild. And that's why we call him the Stick.
Just a massive blitz.
Always appreciate fishing with you. The decision right now is where to go. Probably the thing that struck me most when I was walking down the dock. You leave an area where planes are going over your head all the time. You turn the corner and all of a sudden you look at it like, wow, we just traversed from what felt like Boston Harbor to Maine. You realize it's like, we're looking at a different coast. Island out front there and structure all around it. Rock guards the coastline. The North Shore feels unforgiving. All right, boys, what do you say now? Huh?
Hey, let's get some fish, huh? Let's get some fish.
Hey guys, Chris Megan with a dear good friend of ours, Joe Gugino. Joe actually did a stint with us at On the Water.
I did.
And then off to Costa, now he's one of the finest captains you're gonna find in Boston. We got a beautiful morning, a little bit of fog out there, but it looks greasy as hell, Joe. Where are we heading?
We're gonna head north, up to Salem Harbors. We're gonna give it a go.
A lot of the fish that we have, sometimes early on in Buzzards Bay, they migrate through the canal, they migrate out around Cape Cod. And seeing what you've been posting as far as the fish, I swear those fish have just moved all the way on up here. We're gonna find out if this is very similar to the bite we had in Buzzards Bay, Joe.
Let's give it a go.
All right.
Leaving the dock this morning, you never know, it's a big run from Boston Harbor north. Don't do it that often. It started later the day before, so we grabbed some bait just to be sure.
All right.
Let's roll, boys.
Joe, how far are we running from here?
5 minutes, not even.
Bingo.
And then sure enough, right when we came in the same time as yesterday, we were able to see bass going. We saw birds going, and it started to come up. Right here, hold tight, boys. Right here to the left. It was a little slow yesterday, and then it was lights out for like an hour. And it was good lights out too. So you never know coming around the corner in Marblehead what's gonna happen. You hope to see the birds, you hope to see some bass, hope to see what you saw earlier in the week.
The bite was on soft plastic, right? Anytime you get a white soft plastic and you got smaller bunker in there, you can kind of match that hatch, if you will. So we started throwing them. We got birds working over here, blowing up on the site. See them blowing up, Cap? That seems like we should cast there.
Look at that stuff, come on.
Come on, man. By all rights, we should have hooked up 1, 2, 3 fish with these soft plastics. We're bringing them right through the school.
They're very picky.
They got a buffet to choose from as far as the bait goes. I want to just grab one thing out here. Bear with me. They haven't gone far, man. They literally just exploded all around us, kicking up bait. I just want to see how this one fishes. Is he tight up there? No. There he is, tight. So I just changed over. What I try to do is match the hatch here. My buddy's got this BMAC that he makes, and it's much smaller. I saw the bait come out of the water, and I'm like, literally is the exact same size of what they were pushing out of the water.
Hell yeah, nice job, man.
I'm gonna walk him right back to you, Cap.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
He engulfed it.
That's awesome. Yes, sir.
So I had thrown the Albie snack, but you seen the bait that got tossed up there, Joe?
That was, yeah.
I'm gonna downsize to this one.
It was smart, super smart. Look at that. That is a gorgeous looking lure. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's catch and release. Look at that, catch and release at work. This fish has been caught so many times.
Look at that.
Look at that.
You know what, you want to give a fish like this, if you had a bait, I'd put it in his mouth. You feel bad for it? The guy's just so hungry.
Yeah.
Just got here right now, beautiful fish.
Nice
Get him
work.
right back in the water.
On top water, baby.
God, does that not get the heart pumping when you start seeing this blow, bait coming out of the water? Look at this right here,
Oh, it's going again. Let's go get another one.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Let's go.
Joe, let's go.
Let's get some more, baby.
If you look at the bait that was being blown up out of the water, that's literally
cool
the
lure.
size of it. So I switched over. I could go with a larger dock, but I went with a smaller one. It landed right next to me, it was immediately on. I think we got the right lure. Now it's a matter of just getting back on them.
Getting back on them.
We got to see on this morning a lot of families out there, a lot of young kids out there. There was a boat next to us, a small tin boat, and there's 2 young kids in there, and they're having at it. You know, having 6 grandkids now, it kind of warms your heart when you're in a cove like that to see a protected area where dad or grandpa or these guides or whoever it might be can kind of take a family out in a controlled environment and put them on fish. And that's what happened that day. And it was really cool. That's the future of fishing right there. And to see it in action, to see it in these coves up against the backdrop that you see with these homes, it was just a really cool vibe, and I was pumped to be out there to see that. Joe, down by the sailboat, you see him?
Yeah. It's gonna go to our 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's gonna hang in right around in here. I think they're gonna pop up any second.
Oh, right here, Chris, under.
So that's why I thought it was gonna go.
Good job, good call, Chris.
Oh, we just whacked it. Did you see that? It just came up and I landed on his coconut.
Let's go. Oh, look at that screen, dude.
Hey, Joe, all the way in, Joe. You see it?
Oh, yeah, right there.
This guy's not as big, but
It's all good. Oh, it's awesome.
blow up, landed anywhere in that area. Cormorant came in, pulled one off right away. We got a beautiful morning here. I'll tell you what, these are those days you look at that it's like breeze calm.
Oh, we're so excited.
I'm gonna put it right over your shoulder.
Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, missed that one. And here we go. Boom.
Another quality striped bass. Gorgeous sun on this
Look at
thing.
that.
We haven't been here 10 minutes. We've seen some big, look at this right here, blowing up right in the front
Right
of
behind us,
too.
come on. Look at that, little guy, little racer, beautiful purple stripes. Come
No lice on these. These fish been here for a little while. No lice on these fish. Beautiful colors on them, healthy as heck.
on. Nice job, let's go. Yeah. Love to see that. All right, let's get some more, huh?
God, there's something to be said for having these types of mornings. Dog days of summer, right? You're coming up here, first week or so of August. Water down by the Capes really started to warm up. A place like Monomoy is still going off, but Boston Harbor and the surrounding areas of Marblehead and Beverly and Manchester by the Sea, and then south towards Hull and Weymouth and all those areas have been holding fish. And the reason being is there's just so much bait up here. When we pulled in, you saw the bait being blown up on. There's so much bait that just kind of continues to move up here, which is really credit to how they cleaned up Boston Harbor. And in here, you're probably gonna be more of that like 25 to 35 inch fish, but there's definitely some bigger fish below them. Right now, we're working the top water. You can see them just blowing up right here where that cormorant just went.
Look to our right though, dude.
Oh, they got them pinned up on the boat. Look at it right here,
Yeah.
right off of that bow. I'd say that's a spot we might want to make a cast.
Just put out live mac birds, kind of died, fish kind of died on top, but we're still marking them everywhere. So we prefer to catch them on top water and the Albie snacks, but.
You got a live mac out the back?
Yeah, live mac, just for a little bit. We're marking a whole bunch to our left side, so we'll see if they want to come up and eat a live bait while we're waiting for them to pop up. Come on, something eat that. This is like back in the old days when we were kayak fishing up out of Salem and Beverly, figuring it all out. It was a blast. It's cool to be back up here again, like 10 years later. It's wild. Don't fish up here enough, mostly the harbor, but it's cool to check it out.
You know, the blitzes that we saw this morning, it's no wonder you just, like, it's one of these places it's easy, you can kind of forget about it. But, I mean, you see those blitzes, it makes you want to run up here.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, everyone's, talking to Zim and the boys up here, and they're like, what's going on in Boston? They make the run back and forth. I was talking to them yesterday. I was like, it's about time you ran up here for the amount of times I ran down there. It's like, yeah, but if it's that good, you got to go check it out. I mean, I don't just run up here for nothing, but To see all that fish and all that bunker was so cool. And now before we head back down, we might as well try to see if we can get a couple on the liveys.
We got a big rock wall, big retaining wall along our port side here, and all we're doing is just using one engine, bumping in and out of gear. We're at like 1 knot. We're going between 1 and 2 knots. That's all it's taking. It's just port side engine, just kicking it in, picking up your momentum again. You get to 1.5, pop it back out, let the mackerel behind you swim. As often happens, that bike can turn on and turn off. After picking up a second fish and looking at these fish going subsurface, we use electronics, found the schools, started dropping down some stuff on them, but at that time, the bike kind of simmered out a little bit, and we knew the decision was to push out of this cove and to head out into open water. Maybe pick up additional bait that way and see if we couldn't find a little bit more moving water. I'll tell you, it was a great decision because that's where things really got interesting.
I hope they're here, right? The rocks gotta give up. I love catching in the rocks. That whitewater, the huge waves, it looked so fishy.
What do you want to do, troll here or cast in among the...
I would throw a couple topwaters there to start. I'm gonna put one mac out the back.
Bingo. You like this backwater behind it?
Yeah, like front, right, this whole thing, yeah. I love Nahant. Nahant is a great spot. Used to be a spot back in the day we hit all the time, also on the kayaks, but boats, and just hasn't come together as much in the last couple years.
If that first part of the morning was serene and intimate, the second half of the morning was anything but.
Ooh. Oh yeah, this is tight.
How much water you have?
15 feet. It drops right off the edge here.
Okay. Joe made the decision that we were gonna find some moving water, and I thought he was talking about current. I didn't think he was talking about 8 and 9 foot waves crashing on these rocks when I'm sitting on the bow casting into this white water. But as soon as you get out there, it's a different energy you have. It's an energy of like, not only are you trying to catch a fish, but you're also trying to stay on the boat. I'd say we tried that other rock pile one time and then...
Which one?
I like that out there too. Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
You feel like on every single cast, there's a potential for a big bass to hook up.
Oh. That's a big fish. I mean, he's not moving at all. That's a good fish.
Ooh, big head shake, big head shakes.
Hooked up in the right, yeah, the thing's not moving. That's a good fish, dude. Oh no, you got him?
No, he's there.
Oh, dude, that's a good fish. He took that like a freight train.
He's right in there. He's a big old rock in there. He's trying to get in behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull us out the other way. All those big fish are smart. They bring you to the rocks, they dig you.
I wasn't just gonna be fighting a fish. I was gonna be fighting a swell. I was going to be fighting the structure around us, and on top of that, we had this big weed patch that we've been trying to avoid. Yeah, you stay here, I'm going to bring him right out.
Yep, I'm staying here now. All yours.
Decent fish, good fish. Not as big as we initially thought, because I think
he's just strong.
Strong, though. Once we got the fish turned in the right direction, we slowly walked it out into the calm of water. We came away from the swells, we came away from structure. We walked it out into a little bit more what you would call open water.
Yeah, you can walk back with him now, Chris.
Yep, I'm coming back to you now. So you can see that we were in and among the rocks. He was really working us in tight.
He tried to break us right off. That's what the big ones do. They're super smart.
Beautiful, thick, solid fish.
Yeah, oh yeah. That thing is chunky. Nice work, Chris.
Nice cap.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris.
Quality fish. So Joe made the decision to pick up a little bit more bait. We made some bait on the way up the North Shore that way. Smart decision, we ended up grabbing a little bit more. Look at this. What a great accounting of a fight. We're gonna get this guy right back in.
There's nothing like getting a fish, but to have a big fish, 40-inch fish on the boat, any day on the 40-inch fish is good. Get a nice release. Worthwhile to take the time to let these big ones swim back healthy.
All right, starting to kick, better. Sometimes all I need is a little smack on the bum.
Good job, Chris.
Awesome, Joe. That was awesome. I think we get back in and do it again. Awesome.
Get another bridle. So these bridles, called the ultimate bait bridle, but Love it because the smaller ones are for mackerel, the bigger ones are for bunker, but you just put it through their nose so it swims better, and it's a better hook set, better for the fish.
You go through the nose or right in front of the eyes?
Either way, whatever is easier,
yeah.
whatever goes through easier, but right behind the eye socket or right in front of the eye socket works really well.
Throw them right next to that big old rock in there. Mr. Big lives there.
Let's get another one out of here, huh?
Joe made the decision to kind of get out of that weed. We got that fish back in the water, swam off beautifully. And something about when you get into big water like that with that kind of structure, you feel like the big girls just hunt in there. I think this Mr. Big is sitting right in that little cove.
I think he is too.
This looks straight juice. Fishing the whole North Shore today. We have not done a shoot up here in forever. But if you look at the backdrop in here, you swear you were in Maine, you know, that New Hampshire coast. So different once you get kind of north of Boston, north of that Hull area. A lot of sandy coast down by us on the Cape. And up here, just a lot of rock structure. Perfect habitat. It's hard to leave a place that you know carry big fish. So what we ended up doing there was kind of working additional structure that was very similar. But what was really cool about that area, they built these gun turrets during World War II, put them into these areas that they knew could carry the weight of them. All right, let's ride it here, boys.
Let's ride.
So having had a little bit of history lesson as we worked some of these coasts, heading back towards home, you know, the decision was made that, hey, we're heading back to Winthrop. But before we get there, we have a lot of barrier islands out here in Boston Harbor, and each one of them has their own story. So Joe made a decision to work one of these outer islands, take some of this live bait that we had collected earlier, and let's take a different approach to this last part of the day and see if we can't pick up a few more bass.
I love hitting the boulder fields and I love hitting the islands. There's nothing like it. Top water, fly, live bait. I wanted to wrap up the day in Boston Harbor in the boulder fields. I had a couple ideas in mind, but there is one that's been giving some fish all summer long, no matter what. We cruise in the spot, rig up the live bait, slowly drift in, and we see a couple fish. So we're like, all right, we got to catch them here. And sure enough, Chris tosses that mackerel in, starts to get nervous, which you love to see, popped it out of the water, the mackerel hit the water, and the bass slammed it.
Fish on, boys. Like, just gonna let them run, just a little run. Circle hook. We're gonna close the bail and lift up. Are you there? You better be there. Oh, you're there.
Yeah?
Oh, he's there.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nice job, Chris.
That mackerel he jumped out of the water once because it's real thin in there. We're in 3 feet of water. Not real big, but there's plenty of fish right in there. Little mackerel live bait, you can't substitute for it. As I was saying, we fished the North Shore. We ran out of Winthrop, Town Landing, and it was a beautiful ride out, but the North Shore was absolutely gorgeous. Picked up some really nice fish there. End of the tide, we decided to make a run back in here to Boston. Always something around. Like I said, he's not a real big fish, but man, we're fishing, we're having fun. We're under the skyline of Boston. Joe,
yeah,
the mackerel came out of the air like, please don't eat me, sir.
There we go. How about that, huh?
Hopefully that's not in too far. I did give him a minute, a few seconds.
Yeah, he'll be all good. I'll cut it if so. Here we go. Ready? There we go.
Gorgeous.
On the mackerel.
It wasn't the stomach. It was on that palate. Let's go like this first, though, right? Whoa.
Well, nice job. The Chris Doctor. Starting my charter business this year, obviously super excited as you always are, but definitely nervous about the striped bass population. Overfishing's occurring. I've always been catch and release, light tackle, always want to make sure, switching my plugs out with single BKK hooks to make sure you're protecting the fish, making sure we take care of the fish. It was really great to see Chris take the time to make sure we're getting those hooks out, making sure we swim those fish, and it's really important. It's really important to work with organizations that care about the fishery and want to protect it. And it's really cool for me, being a dad, looking down to protect that species to make sure my kids will be able to fish for him too.
The thing that you really had to take an appreciation for was, I'm out here with Joe Gugino, that I've known for many, many years. He's a first-year captain, cutting his teeth out here, you know, developing his book of business and such. I don't know if Joe's ever had a bad day, and that's a great way to go through life. Somehow he brings you back to his age, and it was just really cool to be on the deck of the boat, making your way back home after having caught fish in these coves on the North Shore, having caught fish in whitewater that by all rights we probably shouldn't have been in there, and then to fish these small islands and to work a different type of structure, pick up some more fish. It was just made for a really, really cool day with Joe Gugino. Joe, probably 10 years ago we first met. You know, our trails take us many different ways, but to be sitting on the boat with you, going back to your old stomping grounds where you went to school was awesome. Really
Yeah, it was great. Thanks so much for coming out. It's been really cool, you know, knowing you through the years and being able to go up to the North Shore, graduating from Endicott, doing the kayak thing, and then being able to bring you up on the boat from Boston here running charter is pretty special.
It's a different world up here. We get sometimes tied in our own backyard. We've come up and fished Boston with Brian Coombs and such, but to take the run that we did, we burned a little fuel today.
Oh yeah, well worth the run.
Thank you
got
very
it.
much. And we shot up and we fished an area that I really have never fished. I fished Plum Island and north of that, but the area we went to today was really cool. It has been an absolute pleasure fishing with you today. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you want to learn more about today's show, log on to allonthewater.com. Angling adventures. If you want to fish with this guy, it's Fish Boston Joe, Captain Joe Gugino. What a great day on the water.
Thank you, Chris.
I really appreciate
you.
it. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
The North Shore feels unforgiving. Island out front there and structure all around it. Rock guards the coastline. One of those days where you're happy to be alive and you're happy to be on the deck of a boat heading out fishing.